Hello everyone and welcome back to Love English. I'm Sabra and today we're looking at the best of Leila and I in natural English conversations. So actually these videos have all been filmed before, but they're some of the best of us together, the best of Leila and Sabra together. And basically we're talking about lots of different subjects. We're talking about Brexit, climate change, romance, and at the beginning of each section there is a couple of questions to see how well you can follow us talking naturally in conversation. Now you may be wondering why we aren't filming together lately, and that is because Leila and I actually live in different countries. Leila lives in Portugal and I live on the south coast of England. So it's very hard for us to film together. However, we will be filming some videos together next year. So rest assured that is coming. But yes, Leila, she sadly left me, and so unfortunately we can't film together as often as we could in the past. But in this video, hopefully this will be a nice trip down memory lane as well as a fantastic listening test and vocabulary review for you as well. Don't forget to tell us as well how well you did on answering those listening questions. Tell us your score in the comments below. And also wishing you all a fantastic new year and happy 2024. And welcome back to Love English, and we're very excited because we're together.
Yes, Sabra's in my video.
What?
Am I in your video?
You're in my video. No, it's our video.
Okay.
Our sharing. I dyed my hair very blonde, just so you can tell the difference.
Just in case.
Sabra, Leila. Okay everybody, welcome back. We've got a great lesson plan for you today. We're looking at American idioms, strange American idioms, and their British equivalents, so the British versions of them.
Idioms, let's test our American English,
Right,
Sabra.
yes, okay. So, Leila, we're going to ask each other one, and then we're going to see if we know the meaning. So, Leila, do you know the meaning of on the John? So this is an American idiom, on the John.
I've got a feeling I might. Shall I guess?
Go on, guess.
Does it mean that you're on the toilet?
Yes, it does! Well done! So, on the John, yes. In American English, this means to be on the toilet. But the British version would, of course, be to be on the loo.
Or the throne.
Oh, of course, yeah, we can
like
say
the Queen.
That. Yeah, we do often say on the throne. I don't say that very regularly.
Quite informal, no,
yeah. So generally speaking, in England, we refer to the toilet as the loo. We'll often say, I'm just popping to the loo.
I don't understand why they call it a John.
I don't know. I have no idea where this comes from.
If anyone knows anything about American English, could you explain?
Please comment below. Why do you call it on the John? Yeah, I couldn't
find that.
That's
the name of a person.
Yeah.
It sounds very insulting.
Very bizarre.
Right, Sabra.
Yep.
This one is for you.
Okay.
What does it mean if you smell a rat?
Okay, well in British English, to smell a rat, I think, so it means like something is suspicious, something is not quite right.
Okay.
So I think it means if you smell a rat, you don't trust it. So for example, someone tells you a story and you think it could be a lie, you smell a rat.
So you nearly got it. It's not
really?
quite right. It's a little bit more specific.
Okay.
If you smell a rat, it suggests somebody that is not trustworthy, but you think will actually, in British English, dob you in.
Ah, like a grass.
Exactly, grass you up. So it's somebody that would tell somebody one of your secrets, something you've done wrong, and tell the police, for example, about you.
Okay, so like a police informant, someone who says the thing they are not supposed to tell another person, so doesn't keep the secret, the rat. I see. So it's still kind of like not being trustworthy, but it's more specific.
It's more specific that you can't trust them because they're going to tell somebody your secret.
So for example, because they say in American films, you ratted me out, don't they? You ratted me out.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah, okay, I get it. The rat. So the snitch or the informer. I see. Okay.
Not a positive idiom. You wouldn't want to use that.
No, you wouldn't want to say, oh, you're a rat. So number 3, guys, this is for Leila. This is, it jumped the shark. It jumped the shark.
Why would anything jump the shark? To jump a shark. Okay, the only thing that could jump a shark is a dolphin. Is it referring to a dolphin? Jump the shark. Okay, a shark.
Have a guess.
A shark is dangerous. So is it to avoid a dangerous situation?
Okay, so to jump the shark, Leila, no, you weren't anywhere near it. It's quite complicated, this one.
Oh.
It's when a TV show or something really good, so something that was doing really, really well, has become rubbish. So in England, we would say it's got crap now, for example.
It's got crap. Very nice.
Yeah,
It's true.
We would say it's rubbish now, yeah.
But gone downhill.
Gone downhill. Yeah, we would say it's gone downhill. Now, this is because there was a very popular American TV show called Happy Days. And in that show, the Fonzie, he jumped over a shark in one of the sketches. And at this point, everybody thought the TV show had gone too far and had become ridiculous. So this idiom actually came from a real event where he really did jump over, let me double check. Yeah, he jumps over a caged shark.
There he goes!
So yeah, to jump, so if a TV show in America or a film, series, something like that, suddenly becomes rubbish and ridiculous, they'll say, oh, jump the shark.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
We would
I
say
like
it's gone downhill though. Yeah, we would say.
It's gone downhill.
Or we could say it's sold out, possibly. Sold out. We would say
to sell out.
It means
you do something and you lose credibility.
Yes. You go too far. You don't maintain your artistic
integrity.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
finishing each other's sentences now.
Perfect.
Welcome back to Love English
Talks.
So, I'm Leila.
I'm Sabra.
And today we are talking about a rather controversial issue.
We are indeed.
What does controversial mean?
Well, controversial means people have a variety of different opinions. It's something which can get people quite heated, a little bit angry perhaps. So it's basically something where arguments can happen if an issue is controversial. For example, veganism is quite controversial, and so is
Donald Trump.
Ooh.
But we're not talking about him today.
No.
And we'll avoid ever talking about him.
Yes, let's never mention his name again.
But we are talking about a controversial issue, which is Brexit. Brexit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Order!
Despite being a controversial issue, it is an important topic to talk about, to be aware of the various arguments and, of course, vocabulary.
That's right, guys. You're going to be learning a lot of political vocabulary in this lesson, as well as learning a lot of different ways to express your opinion, but in a tactful way. So tactful means polite. It means kind of making something a bit sweeter in a way, almost to sugarcoat something. So instead of saying to somebody, oh gosh, you look awfully tired, you could say, oh, maybe you need to get a bit more sleep.
You said that to me today.
So to be tactful, and this is extremely important when it comes to Brexit because it has been very divisive, hasn't it, Leila?
It's been very divisive, which means it's divided the country, essentially, but I think not even the UK, Europe, the world.
Yeah,
people
to an extent.
have an opinion.
Yeah, they definitely do. So today, guys, we're going to be covering the main issues of Brexit, how it happened, where we are now, what your view might be if you'll either leave or remain. And we're also going to be sharing a couple of our opinions as well, but in a nice tactful way.
So whether you are pro or remain, we would love you to subscribe. Make sure that you do subscribe and, of course, share your opinions below. What do you think of Brexit? How crazy are our politicians? Not us, it's the politicians.
For the most part.
A lot of them are. Right, so I think it is important that you get a cup of tea if you want to. Have a cup of tea or coffee with Love English. But first, I'm going to tell you why the European Union was set up, was established. So, essentially, after the Second World War, we realised that in Europe we had a few issues.
We did, indeed. Yes.
And the European Union was established, first of all, as the EEC.
Mm-hmm. Very good, Leila.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. But it was really designed to connect all the countries together economically and to avoid any country ever becoming too dominant and essentially starting a war. And then it kind of developed from there, it grew, and now we are at 28 members.
Mhm.
Well, soon to be 27, we think. And essentially, we are linked by European law, free trade, free movement, all of these different things that bring a lot of benefits, but have also brought a lot of issues and things people are not happy about.
That's correct, yeah. We're also connected via the customs union, so tax and VAT, that is all regulated in a similar way, which of course makes free trade a lot easier.
I think Sabra and I both agree on one thing, that you do have to listen to the other side's opinion.
Of course, yeah.
I've spoken to people that wanted to leave, and a lot of them have given us some very good reasons for why we should leave. They think that actually long term we'd be able to make our own trade deals. We could potentially be a stronger economy, and having that power, that control back
Potentially
could mean that we can kind of make our own way and make decisions that we couldn't before, and make trade deals with other countries that we couldn't before.
They think we're quite trapped. I mean, that was the big thing about the Brexit campaign. Their slogan, so their kind of key words, their key promise was take back control. So control of the borders, control of democracy, control of our trade. And as I said before, whilst I see that, I do think it's going to take quite a long time to build up trade deals. And I think, you know, we want a lot of the products that Europe has. Europe wants the products that we have, for example, things to do with technology, engineering, services, all
potatoes.
There are lots of things that we export as well. And so to me, it makes sense to barter with your neighbour, to do trade with your neighbour. You know, if you've
closest neighbour.
Yeah, I mean, we're potentially going to make deals with Australia, but imagine the import and export
takes a long
costs.
time. We'll be eating kangaroo burgers.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently it's good meat. No good for you. No good for you.
What a kangaroo, they're too cute.
One of my reasons for voting Remain was that I think it's better to be inside and make a difference and make change from within. Yeah. Because when we're outside, then you have no control and you have no influence. And even not being part of the European Union, we will still be influenced by them. Yeah.
And I do think it does need reform. The EU does need reform, so development, change, But I think, as Leila said, we're better to do that inside it rather than out of it. But guys, you may think we're a bit biased. You may
Italian boyfriend, husband. Maybe I've got an Italian boyfriend on the side. Maybe Spanish boyfriend I'll get on the side.
Leila, you're terrible.
He's going to kill me. Of course, keep watching this space. What's going to happen with the UK?
Yes.
Who's going to be voted for in the next election in December the 12th?
Yes.
Will there be another referendum? Will we ever leave?
Yeah.
Watch this space. Thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Hi guys, and welcome back to Love English. I'm Leila.
And I'm Sabra.
And today, hopefully, we've got a rather, well, exciting but slightly rude lesson for you. This video is focusing on 10 words that are commonly mispronounced, but we don't want you to ever, never, please, mispronounce these words.
This is such a common mistake. I've heard this so many times. And this is actually quite a difficult sound to understand the difference. They're quite difficult to understand the differences. This is the difference between I and E. So the long E and the short I, which we just taught you, the I sound. So this is sheet, as in my bed sheet, the thing that you sleep on your bed.
Sheet of paper?
Yes, that's right. And shit. You definitely do not want to say, I need a shit of paper. You definitely don't want to say, I need a shit.
Or I need a shit on the bed.
No, that would be terrible. So definitely, guys, do not make this mistake. It is sheet. Sheet, and then I. I'm not going to say the word again. Sheet, or say it with I.
Shit.
Yeah.
I said it.
I can rely on Leila to say those words. Last one. Now, I really don't want to say this word. We have to tell you that this is the worst word in the English language and that it's really not a nice word to say and can cause a lot of offence. But we just wanted to teach you so you never make this mistake and never say this potentially offensive word.
More offensive to women. I think women often find, I'm sure many men do as well, but it refers to the ladies' area.
Yes.
Okay, but in the most kind of vulgar, rude way. So it is a disastrous mistake. You should never mispronounce this word.
Yeah, definitely not.
And the problem is, it's probably one of a very common...
It's an easy mistake to make because the vowel difference is so small, actually. So it's the difference between can't. British pronunciation is can't. American pronunciation, you can also make this mistake because they say it can't. I can't. So guys, in can't, it's that long R. Can't. Far. Father. R. So you do not want to say the sound. The as in cut, as in up. You don't want to say that sound because then you will say the worst word, which is... Welcome back to Love English. As you can see, this is a bit more of a relaxed lesson.
It is. It's so relaxed, I'm forgetting to speak. All right, guys. So today we are going to share with you 40 fascinating facts. Well, you decide if they're fascinating or not about us. Things that you might not know. Maybe one or two things you might have guessed. But certainly there's quite a lot you've never heard of before. Now, this is a really random fact, and it's a bit odd. It's a strange thing to have happened, but we actually met when we were much younger, no, a little bit younger, at college. So in England, after school at 16, you go on to college or sixth form. We both went to college, and we met there, and we were how old?
We were 16.
16, 17.
Yes, and we knew each other, not very well, but we definitely knew each other as acquaintances. And we weren't sure whether we could be friends or not back then. Leila, what was your impression of me?
Jazz hands.
She thought I was very dramatic. I love drama. She thought I was very dramatic and probably a bit of a keen drama person.
Jazz hands.
when we say jazz hands, we should probably explain. So jazz hands is in musical theatre, any plays with music, often the stars do this. So somebody who is very into drama, we will often say they're a jazz hands kind of person. And
your opinion of me?
So my opinion of Leila was that Leila was quite a little bit snobby. She thought she was a little bit high and mighty. She was always looking very fashionable though. She had very, as she does now, very long legs, and she used to be kind of wandering around the universe, wandering around the college, looking a little bit snobby, and like no man could ever get her.
One did eventually, but it did take quite a few years. Ooh, this is a good one, and we're going to answer it in an interesting way.
Yeah.
Our worst habits, but you're going to tell me mine, I'm going to tell you yours.
Okay, this is a real test of friendship.
I haven't thought about mine yet. I'm thinking on the spot. Go on. Do you know what mine is?
I think so. Oh, God. So, I love Leila very much, but I think it could be she's a little bit bossy. She can't help it. She likes to have things under control, and she can be a little bit bossy with other people, likes to tell them what to do, you know.
Children, adults, students, other teachers, cats. I boss them about.
So she's a little bit bossy, that's what I would say.
Okay.
Okay, what's mine?
Oh, no. You have so many wonderful qualities. It's hard to choose.
I thought you were going to say so many awful ones.
No, you don't. What could yours be?
I thought I knew what you were going to say.
I don't know what I'm going to say. That's terrible. That means that Sabra's just perfect in every way. It's not true.
But you're going to say late.
Oh, you're getting better. But okay, yeah, maybe your concept of time, rather than being late, you just have a different, you're on Sabra time.
Yeah, probably. So, I have got a bit better.
Yeah, I do know that if I say a time, expect Sabra at least half an hour later.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think you're better than you used to be.
Better than I used to be, but yeah, I do have a problem with time. Leila's right. Poor Leila. When we first started working together, she used to wait for about an hour for me.
You did it on purpose, so I had to set up everything.
Poor Leila.
Yeah.
So today's topic is going to be on the environment, which is certainly a much debated topic at the moment. We've certainly seen a lot of stories about this in the press, as in the UK, we've been seeing huge environmental protests from the group Extinction Rebellion. So you've probably seen that as well, Leila.
I have. There's been a lot of people that have been rather unhappy when they're jumping on tube trains and stuff like that.
Yes, so they're a huge group. They're all across the world, and they are saying that they are rebelling against extinction of many different plant life, animals, many different species.
Yes, there's a lot of negative impacts that we're seeing of this climate change already, and we're being told by scientists and experts that this is only going to escalate and to become worse.
So what's the solution? It's clearly something we have to take seriously.
And I think it's important to realise that there's a solution for governments, but there's also things that you guys can do and that Sabra and I are starting to do and want to do more of. So little ideas. And again, if you have any ideas of your own, comment below.
Yes, please express them below.
Okay, so vegetarian.
Okay, so my impression, or I hold the view that being a vegetarian does decrease the emissions. It does lower your carbon footprint. And before you're cynical about this, there's a couple of reasons why, and they are scientifically proven. One is that the cows are actually producing methane. And when this goes into the atmosphere, they're producing it from their burps, actually, not from their bottom, but from their mouth.
Yeah. Farting.
No,
they burp. Cows burp.
And obviously there's billions of cows worldwide, and they're all burping. And this methane is going into the atmosphere, and that's causing heating.
Wow. Yeah.
And the other thing is, of course, that to graze cattle, you have to cut down trees, so that's leading to deforestation. What do trees do? They absorb carbon. So for me, I choose to live a vegetarian lifestyle, but I know that's not for everyone, but I do think cutting down on meat.
Yes, nice phrase of it.
Yeah.
To cut down, to reduce your consumption.
That's right.
To consume means to eat, and it's a more formal way, academic way of talking about this topic. So to reduce your consumption of meat, which actually I agree with. I can't be a vegetarian, I'm sorry. But I am making sure that I do not eat too much red meat. Even, I'm trying to think more about having kind of full like veggie curries.
That's nice.
Veggie, informal, vegetarian.
Yeah.
So yes, I do think that cutting down your meat consumption is a compromise.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's what I do. How about you, Leila? What do you think of the other solutions?
I think a lot of it comes down to travel. And actually, it's not just about, whether you use public transport or not. Obviously, public transport is a good way to reduce your carbon footprint in terms of travel, but obviously thinking about how many flights you take. And I think that's something that I need to consider. I do fly around quite a lot. We both do. We're a bit jet set.
Jet set means you like travel. It's quite a kind of stylish way to say you like travel.
But I am going to look to research offsetting your carbon footprint.
Oh, yes.
So you can, when you travel, I want to look into it because I'm a bit skeptical. I want to make sure that these companies, these websites, when you do pay something towards them, they are then going out and investing and planting more trees in different areas. So it's called offsetting.
I've heard of this.
Yeah. So there was a thing about Meghan and Harry taking a lot of private jets, and apparently Elton John offset their carbon emissions by giving some money to a charity, or to an organisation rather, that then invested and I guess it's to do with trees or how they capture the carbon, and basically it's balancing, offsetting, so that your carbon footprint comes down, the emissions that you are putting out there.
Wow, that sounds something really worth exploring. Definitely. I mean, for me personally speaking, I do find that I want to do as much as I can because I love nature, I love the environment, and so I really want to take care of it. But I know that in the West, sometimes we can be a bit hypocritical.
Very.
Because we our lifestyles, we have cars.
I think that's
true. We do travel quite a lot. We have a lot of appliances in our homes, which,
we want the lifestyle. We do want the lifestyle. I think that's part of the problem, is that we are all, and it's not just in the West, emerging economies and other developing countries want to have a more Western lifestyle. They want the cars, they want their phones, they want to have different exotic food that has
been imported, so it's flown.
What's the term for that we refer to? Food miles.
Yes, food miles.
A lot of vocabulary in this lesson, guys. So your food miles are basically, you have to work out, if you buy a cucumber, if it comes from a shop down the road and that's come from a farm close by, then that would have quite a small footprint, carbon footprint or food miles. But if you buy something that has come from Spain, Peru, I mean, that's crazy. So,
a lot of things do that.
That's been imported, and that has taken a lot of energy to do.
Yeah, absolutely right. And of course, England, we're a small island, and so we do import a lot of food because we don't have the climate.
We would just
for
eat
the kind of
potatoes.
foods we've got used to. You know, we've got used to eating bananas, pineapples. They all come in from places like South America and Africa for us. So huge amount of food miles is incurred there.
So that's a good way that's the possible solution, is where you're aware of where your food is coming from, and you buy local produce.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing I'd like to add, and I think is very relevant and we haven't covered, is basically renewable energy. So our energy source. And of course we know that the biggest culprit, the cause of climate change and global warming is fossil fuels.
Yes, absolutely.
Carbon,
burning of coal,
oil, you know, and I think we've got the technology there now, and there are people, companies investing, but I think maybe governments need to do more to encourage that.
Yeah, sustainable methods for everything really, actually, for agriculture, for the motor industry, for the travel industry. We need to be, for fashion, we need to be switching to more sustainable methods, which could mean lower production, and actually we might not have access to everything we want to like we've had currently, but it will mean that the planet can survive and we can continue living these lifestyles. We don't have to dramatically cut down. So yes, sustainable methods would be something.
What does sustainable mean? I think that's it's a great word. It's a key word that you'll hear in these kind of debates. How would we define that?
So sustainable means that it's something that can continue for a long time. It's not something that if you do it too much now, you won't be able to continue because, for example, with the oil is not sustainable. It's going to run out. Whereas solar energy is sustainable because it's going to, the sun, as far as we know, isn't going to disappear. We can continue using solar power. Would you say that's sustainable, Leila?
Yes, absolutely. I think also when it comes to things like sustainable fashion, it's thinking about the impact on the environment, and the fact that you would be using materials and methods of production that are less damaging to the environment. It's very hard to find anything that's completely not damaging.
Yes, I know,
but it's all about minimizing impact, minimizing human impact.
That's a good way to put it.
Why don't you share some of your ideas? What could we all do? 2 or 3 things that you think we could do as a community to reduce our carbon footprint, to help the environment, to be a friend to Mother Nature.
Exactly. Very nicely put, Leila.
Thank you very much.
And also maybe, guys, you could share a couple of things that you've noticed are different about the climate in your country and things that you're trying to do now to offset climate change. Is there something you're doing now, a tip that you could share with the rest of us? We would really love to hear.
Now, we hope you've enjoyed that Love English Talks, but we obviously want to be talking about topics you're interested in.
Absolutely,
so, I think some suggestions?
That would be fantastic. Yes, guys, what would you like us to talk about next? Do tell us in the comments below.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you have enjoyed this conversation.
Yes.
Practiced your listening skills, learned a lot of new vocabulary.
Yeah.
I think we can maybe add the list.
Yes, we'll do a glossary as well.
We'll do a glossary of the vocabulary for this conversation.
Yeah.
And please do try to use some of the vocabulary next time you talk about the environment.
That's right, guys. We'll see you soon on Love English Talks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching.
Asked you recently, please ask us some questions about who we are, our experience, everything like that, and we have taken the best of those questions. We've got 15 of your questions that we're going to answer today.
Ooh, it's exciting.
Yeah.
You've gone through most of these.
Yeah.
There was definitely a theme, so we are going to focus on some of the ones that you kind of are all asking.
Yeah, that's right. It started, guys. Question number 1 is, are you sisters?
Are we sisters? I don't remember seeing you growing up, I have to say.
No, I don't remember seeing you. I don't remember you being born, or maybe I was born later.
We are not sisters,
no,
guys.
We
are friends,
yeah.
But we have known each other a very long time.
Yes, we've known each other since college, so since the age of 16.
Yes.
So we've known each other a very long time, and we didn't actually stay in contact for all of those years, but we kept bumping into each other and we kept having kind of like strange parallel lives. So we've got lots and lots in common.
Yeah, fathers have similar occupations.
Yeah, our fathers have similar jobs. We studied the same master's degree at the same university. We obviously both became English teachers, so we have lots in common.
We have a
so
lot.
It's like we are the double of the
Sisters
other.
from another mister, wasn't it?
We're sisters from another mister. Next question,
Yep.
I'm going to give this to Leila to answer,
Okay.
is are you Muslim?
I'm not Muslim. I don't really call myself anything. I don't have a specific religion. I have beliefs, but no specific religion. However, my family, half my family are Muslim because obviously I'm half Iranian, half English.
Half English, half Iranian, but she was born in the UK.
I was born here. I don't speak
she's 100%
Farsi.
British.
Yeah, I'm very, very British. I don't speak Farsi, but I do love Persian food.
Next question is, where do we both live?
Here, I live here. This is my
Leila's
sofa.
house. Yes.
We live in the south of England, don't we?
Yeah, we live in Bournemouth, which is in the south of England. It's a coastal town, beautiful coastal town, and it's, how far is it from London?
Well, I don't know by distance, but you can go
Like-
to London by train in 2 hours.
Yeah, so it's about 2 hours from London. It's kind of right in the middle of the south coast, Bournemouth,
It
really.
is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Are we east? Are we west? It's really confusing.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
Another question you asked was, what accent do we both have? That's an interesting one. We're from the south, but we don't have necessarily a Dorset.
Yeah.
Can you do Dorset?
Dorset accent. So
No, we don't
where
talk
we're
like
from,
that.
it's a bit more like farmers because
Yeah.
it's in the south and it's a bit countryside, but we don't have that accent.
We don't know. That's not, I don't know. Yeah, we have I would say a modern RP accent. We are language teachers, so
Yeah.
we do speak pretty correctly.
Yes.
But it's not like Queen's English. Not that posh. We're really not. But clear, quite neutral.
Quite a neutral.
RP.
It's probably more of a southern accent in the sense that a lot of people in the south will have a more neutral accent than the north. So guys, I'll just point out the fact that I did have a northern accent, a Liverpool accent when I was born, because I lived up in Liverpool until I was 5 or 6. So yes, I did used to have a Liverpool accent, but when I moved here, I lost that quite quickly.
And if you want to hear Sabra, you don't do it now. They have to click the lesson or watch it at the end of this one.
Yes, that's
to
right.
learn how to do a Liverpool accent. So keep watching and click that.
Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed this informal chat with Love English, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It means that you suspect. Blooper. Okay.